I'm confused.
Election board. Please rise to the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hey, well, welcome everybody. Let's see. We have two employees getting recognition, and neither one of them are here. Robert Stout for 5 years and John Carcash for 10 years. We will get them their certificates. We thank them for their service. We'll move on to item number 1.
What is carry cash? SCCF?
There's no public comment on this. Let's move on. Item number 1.
I make a motion to approve item number 1 on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Arnold, second by Commissioner Warren, approve item 1 on the agenda. For the minutes of the August 23rd meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Item 2.
Make a motion to approve item number 2 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 2 on the agenda to ratify or approve the following cash disbursements or electronic payments. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, item 3.
Make a motion to approve item number 3 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 3 on the agenda to the following seminar requests or payments for seminar requests. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Item 4.
Make a motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 4 on the agenda, acknowledge with regret the retirement of Ray Bell Taylor, Director of Domestic Relations, as of December 29th. Questions or comments?
How long is Ray Bell with the county, do you know? Longer than anybody?
No, I think, well, she may be the longest one that's still here right now.
Uh-huh. You don't know
I
how long?
don't know the exact number of years.
Jason, do you know?
I do not know.
I know it's over, if I'm not mistaken, I know it's over 35.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
well then
okay.
it's out of here.
Yeah.
So,
W.O.R. Wood was 39.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Item number 5.
Make a motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 5 on the agenda, ratify and approve the termination of Brad Allen from the position of full-time corrections for recommendation awarded shell. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 6.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 6 on the agenda, approve the purchase of service agreements between Susquehanna County Children, Youth, and Vision Quest. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Item 7.
Make a motion to approve item number 7 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 7 on the agenda, ratify and approve the product lease agreement between Susquehanna County and Westmoreland Business Center, PA, for the term of 63 months for the digital mailing machine. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Item 8.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 8 on the agenda, ratify and amend the purchase of service agreement between Susquehanna County EST and the county for a term of September 11th to March 31st, 2018. Questions or comments? Yes?
is this a new system that assessment will be using, or is
No,
it
it's
an
the same
ongoing
one. It's because we have a lot of newer people in that department, EST is providing additional work on site to help those people.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 9.
Make a motion to approve item number 9 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 9 on the agenda, to accept with regret the resignation of Harry Phillips from Susquehanna County Planning Commission. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10.
Make a motion to approve item number 10 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold, approve item 10 on the agenda, to appoint Robert Housel Kingsley to Susquehanna County Planning Commission, effective September 14, 2017, with a term expiring December 31st, 2019. Questions or comments? Yes.
Can I assume that Mr. Phillips was out of the same area?
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Do they, are there any public meetings and when for the planning commission?
Well, you have attended several, so you know when the meetings are. They're advertised, and they do have their meetings.
Oh, you can't tell the public, I mean, at this point? It's like
Well,
a,
it's available on our site. You can look at it there. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, before we get into public comment, we have one other issue to discuss. It's become an apparent issue with the smoking at our facility. Yesterday, we found that there was people on the third floor fire escape taking a smoke break, which is definitely a safety issue as well as an issue with smoking in its entirety. The fire escape was not designed for a smoking pit or for gathering of people. It was designed for emergency exit from the building. Let alone we compromise security by people going in and out of an emergency exit. And on top of that, the location of it is right over a brand new rubber roof. If people drop cigarette butts or something onto the roof, it will damage the roof. As well as if they snuggle them out, take them back inside and throw them in the garbage can, it could set the building on fire. So I'm asking the commissioners to revisit this policy on smoking on the campus and think that we need to address it and do something with it.
Absolutely. You don't have a motion to go forward now?
Well, I think my motion I would make is that we need to ban smoking on all county-owned properties where structures are present, so that we can alleviate this problem. And I did go to the courts yesterday and asked about it, and they said unless we have something in place saying that you can't smoke on the property, that they will continue to do it.
So that would mean the 10 acres right here in the middle of town?
Well, there's no structure on it, so yeah,
They could go over to the green.
Go over to the green.
Or down here where the picnic table is.
Down
On the
by the-
triangle.
I'll second
Yep.
that motion.
Yes.
And will provisions be made at the recycling center or correctional facility for people to to have an area there where they can?
The correctional facility, because that is a secure environment, they've already got a special place that they're allowed to go to, so that will be the exception. Recycling will have to go off the property.
So basically to the street.
Right. Any other questions?
you mean comments? Public
Any
comment?
questions?
Okay,
Yes.
I'd like to know, can anything be done for the folks in our county who've lost their water and
All right,
don't?
let's finish the motion we have on the floor first, then we'll get to public comment.
Oh, okay.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, you know what you think about it.
No,
Nay.
Don't think
Nay.
either
Well,
yes
nay.
or no.
It's nay.
All right, yes for me. So 2 yes, 1 nay. Someone falls off that and sues the county, I guess that would be a good thing. Okay, any public comment at this point? Yes, Marianne, or yes, Marianne, sorry. Wow. Vera,
We
sorry.
go into an executive session?
Yes, Vera.
I'd like to know what can be done for the folks in our county who've lost their water and the value of their home should change because they don't have potable water. They have to either bring water in or they have to now put in a filtering system, and they lost it because the DEP has verified that gas drilling has impacted their water. Can they be reassessed and come in and have their property value reduced so their taxes are reduced?
Well, having your taxes reduced because you have to put a filter system on is not possible. If you have no potable water on your property, then they need to contact the assessment office to see if they can be reassessed.
Is that possible? Has
Well,
any?
we have had in the past an individual that had unpotable water on their property that was reassessed for that.
So it has happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Anything else?
And then I wanted to say also that XNG has crashed another truck, this time in New York, and it's rollover. So this is another damaged truck, which costs them, their trailers, $500,000 to $700,000. They rolled over 3 in about 8 months. They need to really be shut down. And what I understand that the AGs, the Attorney Generals of Pennsylvania and New York are investigating them. So I want to appeal to any of the workers, any of the drivers, any of the dispatchers, mechanics, any of their employees to come forward and give information to the AGs. And if they need the names of those who are working on the case, they can contact me. But they need to come forward and say, what is the problem with this company? Because they keep looking for employees also. They have a massive turnover. Besides this problem with trucks and driving, which is a danger to the communities that they're passing through in our county also, because they're going through all our country roads. They're passing Chokinut School. And if anything should happen and there should be an explosion, the radius of that could be very dangerous for all of us. So they need to be really investigated more heavily. We need people to come forward to speak. So I'm appealing for that. And do you know anything about any of the investigations at this point?
Nothing. Any other questions? Yes.
I don't know the procedure. Do you identify yourself beforehand? or-
Well, we don't know who you are, so if you want to identify yourself where you're from, that'd be good.
Corey Gessler, Clifford Township.
Oh.
My question on the motion you just made, do you have a copy of everything that what you read off?
Of what, the no smoking policy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put together the policy and then it'll be available to the public.
Okay. My only question I have about it, and I understand the safety concerns you mentioned in the third floor. There was nothing that you could temporarily keep people from smoking there?
Well, yeah, if the courts wanted to tell their people not to do it, they could, but they refused to do that.
I mean, I'm not opposed to not smoking.
Well,
I just,
You know,
wonder, like,
the commissioners are responsible for the facility itself, as well as the public safety coming in and out of it, as well as the employees. Having people gather on a fire escape to have cigarettes is not a safe area to have. It was never structurally built to do that, let alone the possible risk to the taxpayers. If somebody does something bad with a cigarette butt, the risk for the taxpayers and what it would cost the taxpayers is a pretty big liability.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, my only concern, I guess, was just that the intent is good, but have we rushed to judgment just a little bit?
no, we've had a
Just because we're
smoking-
going countywide, but that's my.
Well, it's only at the county facilities, so.
Only the county facilities, okay.
Right,
Maybe I
so,
misinterpreted.
so at the county facilities, we've always had a policy that you can't smoke in the building or on it,
Right.
or you have to be 20 feet from any entrance. But apparently, that wasn't good enough, so we've had to step it up now.
Okay, all right, okay, thanks for the clarification.
Any other questions? Yes.
I understand there was a meeting with the Railroad Authority recently, and a couple of the commissioners were there, and they're talking about some kind of expansion of the railroad so they can bring in more industry. Can you explain, were you there, or maybe Mary Ann or Betsy, what they're trying to do, or what's the idea of these companies that are coming in that want to expand it?
Well, I wasn't there. The Railroad Authority is a separate entity, has nothing to do with the county, so county government. So I don't know if either one of you want to make a statement as to what happened or what was said. But
Just in the beginning of the discussion phase at this point,
And what are they discussing?
about a rail unloading site in New Milford on the 3-laner. It's something that they talked about 20 years ago, I guess, right? Long
And this
time
is in
ago.
the borough or in the township?
It's just on the edge of the borough. Yeah.
They want to bring in how many rail trucks? I was reading something about 500 trucks can be loaded on the railroad. It can pass through New Milford. 500 trailers, or whatever they call them, box cars. They say anything about that?
I don't recall that, no.
any other questions or comments? Last one, Vera.
Mary Ann, how did the suicide signs, were they distributed? How did the suicide walk work out, and the signs for the schools? And
The Sheriff's Department delivered all the signs to the schools along with the resource guides and brochures. and they're being distributed to the children in the schools. And we started putting signs up here. When you walked in the courthouse, there's a sign.
Oh, I didn't see it, yeah. For suicide or bullying, or both?
Stop suicide.
Stop suicide?
Okay, anything else today? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. We'll now go to the board elections. Meeting is called to order at 9:15. All members are present. Item number 3.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the May 24th, 2017 meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Arnold to approve item 3 on the agenda, approve the minutes of the May 24th meeting. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Item 4.
Make a motion to approve item number 4 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, seconded by Commissioner Arnold, to approve item 4 on the agenda, to approve a polling place location change for Bridgewater Township from the Bridgewater Township Building in Montrose to the Susquehanna County Library, Montrose, PA, starting November 7th, 2017, municipal election. Per the request of the Bridgewater Township Supervisors and Sarah Ray Sison, Director of Voter Reg. This change will put us in compliance with ADA regulations, as well as give more room for the voters to vote. And if you're not sure where it is, it's not the library in town, it's the new library out by the Montrose High School. Any other questions? Yes.
What is the ADA regulations that you want to comply with?
Well,
the
you
move.
have to be handicap accessible, so people can get in that have handicap needs.
Is that the main one?
Yeah.
Why they're changing it?
No, they're changing it mainly because of the space they have down there. They don't have enough space
In Bridgewater?
originally. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 5.
Make a motion to approve item number 5 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve a polling place location change for Little Meadows Borough from the Little Meadows Borough Building, Little Meadows, PA, to Little Meadows Volunteer Fire Company, Little Meadows, PA, starting for November 7th, 2017 municipal election, per the request of Sarah Ray Sison, Director of Elections, Board Registration. And this change does comply with ADA regulations. Questions or comments?
And that's the same reason?
Yeah, it's more space, it gives them, and plus Little Meadows has this brand new fire station that they'd like to have people come in and use, so it works out for everybody. And they built a beautiful fire station.
It's beautiful.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 6.
Make a motion to approve item number 6 is listed on the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to approve the polling place location change for Jessup Township from the Fairdale Grange Hall, Montrose, PA, to the Jessup Township Building, Montrose, PA, starting for November 7th, 2017 municipal election per the request of Sarah Ray Sison, Director of Elections, Voter Registration. This change complies with ADA regulations. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any public comment on the Board of Elections? Yes.
A couple questions. So, Friendsville Borough and Liberty, have those polling changes, those have been made permanently?
Liberty has, Friendsville is still considered temporary. The last time I spoke with the judge of elections out there, she said that she was working on getting a letter saying that Friendsville, the Friendsville Church, dining hall or whatever it is out there would be able to get used again, waiting for that. Liberty actually is ADA compliant regardless of the condition of the building on the outside. They are actually completely 100% ADA compliant. So they're good.
And has there been any movement going back to the May 24th meeting? The election board heard back from the district attorney regarding the election mailer.
We have not gotten official notice. My understanding from the conversation was that there was nothing further to the investigation and prove any wrongdoing, and that there was no further action being taken. But I will seek them to get a written response.
Thank you.
Anything else? All right, motion to adjourn? Motion by Commissioner Warren, second by Commissioner Arnold to adjourn the election board meeting at 9:20 a.m. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So carried.